Well, hi everybody and welcome. We've moved again and we have landed at Castillo de Banos, and over the past few days we've been having some questions about, well, how far have you travelled, what's it cost, how much you're spending on fuel, that sort of stuff. And there's an awful lot of questions actually. Show us the route you took, show us more about the airs, how did you choose them, so on and so on. But that's going to come up in upcoming videos. But I thought I'd just cover today in this video how far we've travelled since we left England on the 27th of November, and roughly what it's cost us. And a few more sort of little details. So far, coming from the Channel Tunnel, when we left Folkestone, we got on the tunnel and I reset we've got two trip counters on the van, trip A and trip B. Now, I've never seen a real use for those, having two. I've always sort of thought why, but I did find a use. Before I left England, I reset them both to 0 so that I could, on trip A, which has various settings on it, I could see how far we were going, what the average fuel consumption was, and all sorts of stuff like that. The trip distance, the trip time, and so on. But then I thought, well, if I leave trip B, or the trip counter known as B, on all the time, that'll count all of those stats from when we drove away from our parking space on the seafront at Folkestone all the way down to where we are right now. We're at the southernmost point, I think, so we're right down on the south coast at Castillo de Banos. So we have travelled 1,980 miles in total, and we're down here on the sort of southernmost tip of our journey, I think, right down on the southern coast of Spain at Castillo de Banos. Our average miles per gallon has been 24.8 over the whole journey, so that's where we've been going, steadily along motorways at 50 miles an hour. The van can easily do an average on a journey like that of 32 to the gallon. But then if we go up a steep hill for a long time and we've got to accelerate, it can drop right down over that bit to about 19 or 18 to the gallon, or even lower. So the overall average on that nearly 2,000 mile journey is almost 25 miles to the gallon. Not too bad, I think. I've got a list of the diesel that we've bought over that period, and I've actually got just a little recording of the trip meter there, and we've done the average fuel consumption 24.8, and our average speed over that 2,000 miles. And it's an interesting thing, isn't it? Average speed, that includes everything: stops at traffic lights, places where we weren't moving with the engine running, places where we were stuck in traffic jams, going at 50, 60, 70 miles an hour. All those, the average miles per hour has been 32 miles per hour. What else does it show us? Oh yeah, the travel time. So those statistics are based on a travel time, so that is the time we started the engine, got moving, has been 60 hours and 9 minutes. So over 60 hours we've driven nearly 2,000 miles at an average 24.8 or 25 miles to the gallon, at an average of 32 miles per hour. Now, I know some of you will be interested in that. mainly about the cost of fuel, and I've got those listed over here. Wendy keeps a good note every time I fill up in our sort of a rough accounting book that we keep all sorts of stuff in. So we have filled up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times. Not completely, we haven't been completely empty every time, but the first time, 29th to the 11th, we filled up at, it was, well, in France, and it was 1.35 euros per litre, and we spent 81.48 euros, and this is all in euros. So the next time we filled up was on the 3rd of December, and we spent 1.39 per litre, and spent £88.49. On the 7th of December it cost 1.38 per litre, and we spent 98.63. And then we got into Spain, and the diesel cost 1.23 per litre, and we spent 72.39. That was on the 12th of December. And then on the 14th of February. So remember, from the 14th of December to the 14th of February we were stationary, and then when we moved away from there, so we had about a quarter of a tank left, or half a tank left, when we got to Benicassim. And then on the way out of Benicassim, we, on the 14th of February, we paid 1.19 per litre. So you see the price was coming down, and we spent 51.73. On the 21st, so that's on the way here, we filled up again, but we would have got here anyway, but we filled up again. The tank is completely full, and we spent 1.29 a litre, and put 91.48 euros into the tank to fill it up, and that will stay there until we move away in about 30 days time. But interesting statistics, I think, are that we travelled nearly 2,000 miles and got almost 25 miles to the gallon, going no toll roads at all. We didn't, well, that's not true. We went on 2 toll roads. One we went on because the sat-nav wouldn't allow us to go anywhere else. It kept on turning us around, sending us, we were getting into Spain, and the sat-nav kept turning us around, sending us back to France, because we'd said no toll roads, and there weren't any for the next like 200 miles or something, or we couldn't get a non-toll road unless we went 200 miles that way. But so we paid the toll there, which wasn't too bad. I think the total tolls all the way down was about 50 euros across that 2,000 miles, and we haven't paid any more in Spain. So that's it. So for all those of you who are statistics nuts, I hope that has given you a bit of food for thought, and I hope you've enjoyed that. Anyway, if you have, and if you like that sort of stuff, give us a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe so that you can continue to follow our journey as we live full time in our motorhome, travelling around the UK and Europe. I'll see you again next time. Thanks very much for watching. Bye-bye.